You've heard it before. The sting of an insult. The rush of anger that follows. It happens to us all. Someone criticizes your work, questions your abilities, or undermines your worth, and in that moment, everything within you wants to lash out, to strike back, to make them feel the weight of their words. But what if I told you that there's another way? A way to silence that inner turmoil. A way to transform those moments into opportunities for growth, resilience, and inner peace. This is not some lofty ideal or philosophical fantasy. This is a tool, a practice, a power you can wield. The ancient Stoics understood something that most of us miss in our daily lives. They knew that our emotions, especially anger, have the potential to control us. In the heat of the moment, anger clouds our judgment. It hijacks our thoughts, our actions, our very essence. It's easy to fall victim to it, to let someone else's words dictate your mood, to allow the negativity of others to erode your peace. But true strength, according to the Stoics, lies not in what others say or do, but in how we respond to it. Take a moment and think back. The last time you were insulted or criticized, how did it make you feel? Your first instinct was likely anger, frustration, maybe even a desire to retaliate. But what if, instead of responding with emotion, you took a step back and saw things differently? What if you saw that insult for what it truly is? A reflection of the other person's struggles, not your own worth. That's the power of perception. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." When someone insults you, the pain you feel doesn't stem from their words. It comes from the meaning you attach to them. You give those words power. You decide whether they will hurt you or not. In reality, insults are just noise. They are irrelevant, meaningless words spoken by someone who may be struggling with their own insecurities, but you don't have to let that affect you. The next time someone offends you, pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, is this really about me? More often than not, the answer is no. It's not about you. It's about them. They are projecting their frustrations, their pain, onto you. And in that moment, you have a choice. You can choose to react with anger, to let their words fester inside you, or you can choose to let them go, to let the noise be just that, noise. Reframing insults isn't about being passive or letting people walk all over you. It's about reclaiming your power. It's about understanding that no one can truly hurt you unless you allow them to. You are the one who decides how to respond, how to feel, and how to carry yourself. And when you learn to see insults for what they really are, mere reflections of others, you begin to take back control. You become untouchable. There's a simple truth that we often forget in the chaos of life. There are things within our control, and then there are things beyond our control. The Stoics understood this distinction better than anyone. They taught that true freedom, true peace, comes from focusing only on what we can control and letting go of everything else. Think about it. How much energy do you spend worrying about things you can't control? The actions of others, the outcomes of situations, the unpredictable nature of life. We all fall into the trap of trying to control the uncontrollable. We worry about what others think of us. We stress over the future. We fixate on things that are beyond our influence. But the truth is, all that worry, all that anxiety, only robs us of our peace. Epicurus, another great Stoic philosopher, taught us that peace comes when we understand the difference between what we can control and what we cannot. The way others behave, the words they speak, their opinions, these things are beyond our control. But how we respond, that is entirely up to us. You may not be able to control someone's actions, but you can control your reaction to them. And that, my friend, is where your power lies. When you find yourself frustrated or upset by something someone else does, ask yourself this simple question: is this within my control? If the answer is no, then let it go. Stop wasting your energy on things you can't change. Instead, focus on what you can change. Your own thoughts, your own actions, your own mindset. The next time you're faced with a situation that feels beyond your control, take a deep breath and remind yourself of this truth. I cannot control others, but I can control my response. That simple realization is liberating. It frees you from the constant struggle to change things you have no power over. It gives you the space to focus on what truly matters, your peace of mind. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of life, to let the chaos of the world dictate your emotions. But the Stoics knew that true peace comes from within. They understood that the only thing we can truly control is ourselves. And once you accept this, once you stop trying to control the uncontrollable, you begin to find a deep sense of freedom and peace. You realize that you have the power to shape your own destiny, to control your own reactions, and to remain unshaken no matter what the world throws your way. Imagine for a moment the worst possible scenario. Picture it clearly, vividly, as though it is unfolding before your eyes. Perhaps you're facing criticism, insults, or rejection. The fear, the discomfort, the sting of it all. Now, take a deep breath and think, what if you could prepare your mind for this very moment before it ever happens? What if, instead of being blindsided by negativity, you could approach it with calmness and clarity? This is where the Stoic practice of negative visualization comes into play. It may sound strange at first, even counterintuitive. Why would you want to focus on the worst possible outcome? But the Stoics believed that by mentally preparing yourself for adversity, you could reduce its power over you. They understood that suffering often arises from our expectations, and by confronting those expectations head-on, we could ease the burden of pain when it inevitably arrives. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers and emperors, practiced negative visualization daily. He would remind himself each morning, "Today I will encounter people who are selfish, rude, and arrogant, but I will not let it disturb my peace." By acknowledging these challenges in advance, Marcus was able to accept them without resistance, without emotional turmoil. Negative visualization isn't about pessimism or inviting bad things into your life. Rather, it's about training your mind to stay calm and composed, no matter what the world throws at you. It's about accepting that life will bring difficulties, and that you are prepared for them. Start with a simple practice. Each morning, before you face the day, take a moment to think about the potential challenges that might arise. Maybe it's a difficult conversation, a harsh critique, or a stressful situation. Visualize it, but do so without fear. See yourself responding with grace, with calm, with unshakable peace. What you will notice over time is that when these challenges actually occur, they lose their power over you. You've already mentally rehearsed for them. They no longer take you by surprise. You've armed yourself with a mindset that is ready for adversity, a mindset that remains calm in the face of chaos. The Stoics understood that suffering is often amplified by our surprise and resistance. But if we expect challenges and prepare our minds to handle them, they no longer seem as overwhelming. In fact, we begin to see them as opportunities for growth and mastery. Instead of fearing the worst, we embrace it as part of the process. This is true strength, the ability to stay steady, grounded, and unshaken no matter what happens. There is a certain power in indifference. It's not a weakness or a lack of care. On the contrary, it is a demonstration of strength. When someone tries to provoke you, criticize you, or push your buttons, the true measure of your power is not in how loudly you react or how harshly you respond. It lies in your ability to remain indifferent, to rise above the noise, and to simply walk away unaffected. The Stoics knew that anger, frustration, and resentment only give others control over our emotions. When we react with aggression or defensiveness, we allow the provocation to dictate our state of mind. But when we respond with indifference, we take away their power. It's like putting out a fire by removing the oxygen. The negativity dies, and you remain calm, composed, and in control. Think about it.
What frustrates an angry person more than someone who refuses to engage? When someone tries to provoke you, and you give no emotional reaction, their power over you vanishes.
They may shout, they may criticize, but you remain unaffected. You don't need to explain yourself, defend your actions, or prove anything to anyone. Your presence alone is enough. Imagine walking through life with this kind of strength. Someone insults you, and instead of engaging in the drama, you simply smile and walk away. You don't need to justify your worth or your actions to anyone. You know who you are, and that knowledge gives you the strength to remain unmoved by the turbulence around you. This isn't about indifference toward others. It's about indifference to the negativity that can drag you down. When you stop giving your energy to the people and things that try to provoke you, you free yourself to focus on what truly matters. You reclaim your peace, your purpose, and your power. It's easy to get caught up in the emotions of the moment, to feel the urge to retaliate, to defend yourself, or to prove a point. But real power comes from choosing not to engage. It's about rising above the noise, keeping your peace, and allowing others' words and actions to roll off you like water off a duck's back. Responding with indifference doesn't mean you're passive or apathetic. It means you've chosen to rise above the petty provocations of life. It means you've mastered your own emotions to the point where you no longer need to react, to fight, or to defend. You simply stand firm, unshaken by the storms of the world around you. And that, my friend, is the essence of true strength. There is no magic pill, no quick fix, no one-size-fits-all solution to mastering your emotions and building an unshakable mindset. Strength isn't something that's handed to you. It's something you forge, day by day, through deliberate practice and discipline. The Stoics understood this deeply. They knew that a strong mind doesn't just happen. It's built through small, consistent actions, each one reinforcing the foundation of mental fortitude. If you want to be unshakable, you must train your mind every single day. Just as a physical muscle requires regular exercise to grow stronger, so too does your mental and emotional strength. The Stoics practiced self-discipline in every area of their lives. And this discipline wasn't just about controlling their actions. It was about mastering their thoughts, their emotions, and their reactions. Daily discipline is not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about showing up each day, committing to self-improvement, and continuing even when it's hard. The Stoics didn't wait for perfect circumstances. They didn't wait for life to be smooth, calm, or easy. They understood that life is always unpredictable, always full of challenges. And it's precisely because of that unpredictability that they cultivated habits that would allow them to remain steady no matter what came their way. Start by building a daily routine that strengthens your mind. Begin with self-reflection. Every night before you sleep, take a few minutes to journal. Reflect on your day. Where did you feel anger rising? Where did you feel frustration or irritation? How did you respond? What could you have done differently? This practice will sharpen your self-awareness. It will help you recognize the moments when your emotions start to take over, and it will allow you to choose a better response next time. In addition to journaling, consider integrating other Stoic practices into your daily routine. Meditation is a powerful tool for calming the mind and training your focus. When you meditate, you're not trying to stop thoughts from arising, you're learning to observe them without judgment, without getting caught up in them. This is the essence of emotional mastery. The ability to let thoughts and feelings pass through you without letting them dictate your behavior. Another important Stoic practice is self-control. Every day, we're faced with countless decisions, some big, some small, that challenge our self-discipline. Whether it's resisting the urge to indulge in distractions or making difficult choices in challenging situations, each decision is an opportunity to strengthen your mind. The more you practice self-control, the easier it becomes to choose what aligns with your values and your long-term goals, rather than succumbing to temporary impulses. Daily discipline isn't just about controlling your thoughts and actions. It's also about practicing gratitude and focusing on what truly matters. Stoics believed that by cultivating a mindset of gratitude, we could reframe our perceptions and build resilience. Take a moment each day to reflect on the things you are grateful for. This simple practice will shift your focus away from what's lacking and instead allow you to recognize the abundance and opportunities already present in your life. The more you commit to daily discipline, the stronger your mind becomes. You'll begin to notice that challenges, criticisms, and negativity no longer have the same impact on you. You'll develop a mental toughness that can withstand the most difficult of circumstances. But most importantly, you'll discover the power of inner peace. The kind of peace that comes from knowing you are the master of your own mind, your own emotions, and your own reactions. There is a truth that lies at the heart of the Stoic philosophy, a truth that, when embraced, has the power to completely transform the way you live your life. That truth is this: no one can truly anger you unless you allow them to. Anger is a choice. It is a response, a reaction that you have control over. It may not always feel like it, especially when someone has just insulted you or wronged you. But the key to mastering anger lies in understanding that your emotional reactions are within your power to control. This is the core of Stoic practice, recognizing that we are not slaves to our emotions but the masters of them. When someone insults you, criticizes your work, or undermines you in some way, the first reaction is often anger. But what if you could choose not to respond with anger? What if, instead of reacting immediately, you paused and took a step back? What if, instead of giving in to that initial emotional surge, you chose to remain calm, composed, and unshaken? The secret to never getting angry is in how you respond to the situation. It's not about suppressing your emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's about acknowledging your emotions, feeling them fully, and then choosing how to act on them. When you pause before reacting, when you take that moment of stillness, you gain the power to choose your response. You can choose to rise above the situation, to respond with calmness, and to maintain your peace. This doesn't mean you're weak. On the contrary, it takes incredible strength to remain calm in the face of provocation. It takes strength to not let someone else's words dictate your emotions. It takes strength to walk away from conflict and refuse to engage with negativity. But the strength comes from understanding that you are the one in control. You are the one who decides whether or not you will let someone's words or actions affect you. In the end, mastering your emotions is not about perfection. It's about practice. It's about making the choice, again and again, to respond with grace and composure. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes to remain calm, no matter the storm. When you embrace this mindset, when you learn to never get angry, you discover a kind of freedom that few ever experience. You gain the ability to live a life untouched by the chaos around you, a life grounded in peace, strength, and resilience. This is the power of Stoicism, the power to transform your mindset, to take control of your emotions, and to live with unshakable calm in a world that constantly tries to throw you off course. And when you master this, you'll find that the world no longer has power over you. You are the one who holds the reins, and you are the one who decides how to ride. In a world that constantly demands our attention, in a society that thrives on noise, chaos, and distractions, there lies a power we often overlook: stillness. We live in a time where every moment seems filled with noise, whether it's the constant hum of technology, the rush of deadlines, or the pressure to always be on. But what if I told you that true strength lies in the ability to remain still, to find peace in the quiet moments, and to rise above the noise? The Stoics knew this truth deeply. They understood that true power comes from within, and it is in stillness that we can hear our inner voice, connect with our deepest wisdom, and make decisions that align with our values. In fact, the Stoics believed that the only way to truly understand ourselves and our world was to first learn to be still, to be quiet, to be present in the moment. Stillness is not about avoiding the world or retreating from life's challenges. It is about finding peace amidst the chaos. It is about learning to respond to the world from a place of inner calm instead of reacting impulsively to every external stimulus. When you embrace the power of stillness, you stop letting the world dictate your emotional state. You stop giving your energy to the noise. Instead, you stand firm in the center of your own being, unshaken by external forces. In your daily life, make time for stillness. This doesn't mean sitting in silence for hours on end. It could be as simple as taking a few moments each day to pause and breathe. It could mean stepping outside to appreciate the quiet of nature. Or perhaps it's a few minutes of meditation, where you focus on your breath and let go of all the distractions in your mind. The more you practice stillness, the more you will realize how powerful it is. You'll discover that, in those moments of silence, your mind becomes clearer, your emotions more balanced, and your sense of purpose stronger. You'll find that the world may be chaotic, but you have the power to remain calm, to be present, and to take control of your response. In the end, embracing stillness is not about escaping the world. It's about finding the strength to be at peace with it, to navigate it with clarity, and to remain grounded no matter what life throws your way. This is the essence of Stoicism, finding calm in the storm and learning to live with unwavering peace amidst the turbulence of life. Now, you have the tools. You've learned how to reframe insults, how to control what you can and let go of what you can't, how to prepare for adversity, and how to respond with calm indifference. You've embraced stillness, and you've begun to build the mental discipline that allows you to remain unshaken, no matter what challenges you face. But there is one more step to truly mastering your mind, and that is consistent practice. Mastery isn't something you achieve overnight. It's not a destination. It's a journey, a continuous path of growth, reflection, and refinement. Just like physical strength requires regular exercise, your mental strength requires constant practice. The more you train your mind, the stronger and more resilient it becomes. Over time, you'll find that the things that once triggered you no longer have the same power. You'll respond to challenges with grace and composure. You'll be able to maintain your peace, no matter what life throws at you. The secret to this is daily practice. It's not enough to learn these principles once and expect to be transformed. To truly master your mind, you must commit to these practices every day. This means starting each day with intention, taking time to reflect, to set your mind on the path you want to walk, and to remind yourself of the power you have over your thoughts and emotions.
Every day, you'll face challenges. Every day, you'll encounter people who test your patience, situations that push your buttons, and obstacles that threaten to derail your peace.
But each of these moments is an opportunity to practice. Every time you stay calm in the face of adversity, you are strengthening your mental muscles. Every time you choose to respond with wisdom instead of anger, you are building the foundation of a resilient, unshakable mindset. The key to mastering your mind is consistency. It's about showing up every day, committing to growth, and practicing the principles of Stoicism until they become second nature.
And as you continue this practice, you will find that your mind becomes more focused, your emotions more balanced, and your responses more deliberate.
You will begin to see the world not as something that controls you, but as something you can navigate with ease and grace. True mastery is the result of continuous effort, of refining your mindset with every experience, and of learning from every challenge. The more you practice, the more unshakable you will become, until one day you'll realize that nothing can disturb your peace. You will have mastered your mind, and in doing so, you will have mastered your life. This concludes the breakdown of how to cultivate an unshakable mindset based on Stoic principles. Through consistent practice, reframing your perspective, and strengthening your emotional resilience, you can transform yourself into someone who is impervious to the negativity and chaos of the world. Master your mind, and you will master your life. Life is fleeting. It moves in the blink of an eye, rushing past us before we have a chance to truly grasp its beauty, its depth, and its significance. Yet, So many of us live our lives as though we are constantly chasing something, always looking for the next achievement, the next milestone, the next better version of ourselves. We are always living in the future or the past, but never truly present in the moment. The Stoics understood the importance of presence, the ability to fully immerse oneself in the here and now. They taught that the only moment we truly control is the present moment. The past is gone, and the future is uncertain. But the present is where life unfolds, where we have the power to act, to choose, and to create. You may have heard the saying, the present moment is a gift. It's a cliché, yes, but it holds deep truth. When we live in the present, we open ourselves up to a deeper connection with life itself. We stop running, stop chasing, and begin to fully experience the world around us. We can hear the birds sing, feel the warmth of the sun on our skin, and appreciate the small, beautiful moments that pass us by unnoticed when we are too focused on what's next. This power of presence is the antidote to anxiety, stress, and regret. When we are fully present, we stop worrying about what's to come or lamenting what's already gone. We simply are. And in that stillness, we find peace. To cultivate presence, the Stoics recommended mindful living. Every moment, no matter how mundane, can be an opportunity to practice mindfulness. Whether you are eating, walking, working, or simply breathing, the key is to be fully engaged in the moment. Notice the sights, sounds, smells, and sensations around you. Feel the breath entering and leaving your body. Let go of any distractions and return to the simplicity of now. By practicing presence, you'll find that you are no longer swept away by the chaos of your thoughts or emotions. You become rooted in the here and now, unshaken by past regrets or future worries. And in this presence, you discover the true richness of life, the depth, the beauty, and the wisdom that is always available to you when you stop and take the time to see it. Living fully in the present is a form of freedom. It is freedom from the constant pull of time, the demands of the future, and the weight of the past. When you master presence, you gain the ability to experience life on a deeper level, to savor every moment, and to take full advantage of the only time you truly have the present. Throughout this journey, we've explored the tools, practices, and mindset shifts that can help you become unshakable. We've discussed the power of reframing insults, mastering your emotions, controlling what you can, and embracing the stillness that lies within you. We've talked about how to respond with indifference, how to practice negative visualization, and how to build a disciplined, focused mind. All of these practices have one thing in common. They lead you to reclaim your power. In a world that constantly tries to take your peace, your energy, and your focus, reclaiming your power means choosing not to give in to the chaos. It means taking back control of your own mind, emotions, and reactions. It means refusing to let external forces dictate your inner world. The Stoics understood that true power doesn't come from external circumstances. It doesn't come from wealth, status, or the approval of others. True power comes from within. It comes from your ability to control your mind, your emotions, and your actions. It comes from your ability to remain steady, grounded, and unshaken, no matter what life throws your way. As you continue on this journey of personal growth and self-mastery, remember this. You are the only one who has the power to control your response. You are the one who gets to decide how you react to challenges, how you interpret criticism, and how you face adversity. By mastering your mind, you master your life. And when you do, you unlock the true strength and peace that the Stoics spoke of. Strength that is unshakable. Peace that is unwavering. So, as you move forward, continue practicing the principles we've discussed. Cultivate presence, embrace stillness, and train your mind through discipline. Keep building your resilience, and keep practicing emotional mastery. Over time, you will find that nothing in this world has the power to disturb your inner peace. You will have mastered the art of being unshakable. And with that mastery, you will find freedom. The freedom to live a life of purpose, of calm, and of unwavering strength. The world may be unpredictable, but you, my friend, will stand firm, unshaken, and unstoppable.